I'm so excited for this poem. It's called The Elephant, and this time I will read you the poem first, and then at the end I would like to tell you a few sentences about it and few interesting facts that I hit in this poem. So this is The Elephant. The days in the calendar were changing, the seasons were exchanging, the feeling started to love singing, the increasing meeting times that we were happily arranging. All we wanted to do was to be hanging. Walking around the oasis, we were avoiding the outside, not knowing how to guide it there, we decided to put it aside. We were laughing and living inside. The guide was unknown, but our best effort was always tried. Vocalization was carried in our language. Our body language felt like the most relaxing massage. Is that a way to a marriage? If yes, how could it cause such a big damage? Oh, my daily thoughts are taking liberties again, as per average. Together, our brilliant minds creating an elephant. It was like the plants we were always watering in your apartment. We were the elephant's parents, yet we were overlooking the infant. I could see it only growing, even though it was transparent. It was feeding on our actions worth thousands of serenades, with us in every room casting bigger and bigger shades. A perfect sheltered spot where we endlessly played, the one that got me gravely played. It did not take the usual 22 months for the bird, more like 22 hours until the second elephant walked on our earth. A surprise child you introduced me to, the one I needed to embrace without any further ado. There were always something hidden behind our words, like a hidden sensuality, the reality that contained healthy morality. But when your transparency turned into opacity, when your head gained the audacity to treat me as a formality, the calamity thoughts became reality, and I started to pivot into insanity. I remember all the routes we walked, the locations of all the restaurants we booked, the apartments where we endlessly talked. Everything was engraved into my memory where it cannot be blocked. You awakened the love you were not ready for. I wanted more and you wanted to explore. So you began to ignore, leaving me standing before the door, hopelessly trying to restore, while you knew the ending would not change in this war. You knew and you let me continue, leaving me unmovingly sore. You created, you need to admit it, but your head is too strong to even try to commit. It has thrown a fit that resulted in delivering me a hit. It made you quit. I am not sure if there were only parts full of lying, what words were only replying, but the liquid from my eyes was drying one too many times to keep surviving. There were parts of me that felt like dying, 'cause you killed the elephant I was embracing without even trying. What should I say? So, our elephants did not survive. It's true. And the reason why I love this poem is because I used the imaginary, or not the imaginary, I used this saying that elephant in the room. Basically, when you can feel that there is something hanging about your head, some problem, something, and mostly the thing that is hanging about your head, mostly those are rainbow clouds. Mostly the thing that is hanging about your head is stormy clouds, and you are kind of avoiding it, which when you are avoiding it for a longer time, or when you are not even addressing it, it won't disappear. It will be always there, and if anything, it will get only bigger and bigger and bigger, which is what was happening to us, that we knew that there will be some things that we will need to talk about, that there is some reality that our relationship, the two of us, will need to face. But as we were living in that honeymoon phase where everything was absolutely perfect, we were happy with each other, we were content, we kind of didn't want to dig into that clouds. Like we didn't even want to like poke that clouds, because what if when you poke that cloud will start raining? Well, spoiler alert, if you don't even poke that cloud will get bigger and heavier, and at the end it will burst open and you will get soaked. You will get soaked in the storm. And it happened to me because I was kind of avoiding it, and then when we decided to talk about it, it felt like, okay, so we talked about it, we addressed the elephant, but the problem is that you have to be fully honest when you're addressing something with anyone, with a even if you are in a romantic relationship, even if it's in your friendship, in your family. You have to be fully honest when you're addressing some problem. And I'm not saying that we weren't fully honest, at least me, but we didn't address apparently the whole aspect of it, or the things change and suddenly there was another elephant that I wasn't aware of. And when you are not aware of things, you cannot address them. Like you cannot deal with the problem when you don't even know that the problem is there. And that's kind of why I wrote this poem, because it felt like I was fully aware. I took a blame basically in this poem, or I'm not pointing to that other person, because I was also ignoring willingly, being fully aware that I am ignoring that elephant, that I don't want to talk about the things that need to be that we need to talk about. So I was also ignoring it. And then but then when we decided to talk about it, I kind of had trust in that person, that we are talking about it as an adults which have two very clever brains, that we will deal with it. But then when the person introduced me the other elephant, it was, excuse me, what? But I was like, okay, so I will embrace that elephant. Apparently that's something that is hanging above your head, and I have the capacity, I am willing, I will do it for this relationship, I will do it for you, I will embrace the other elephant. And I did embrace it, but at the end, apparently I was the only one who was trying to build some sanctuary, because the other person, it felt like I was building the sanctuary while the other person was signing those elephants to circus where they wouldn't be anymore. And that where the betrayal and where the most hurt was laying, because I was embracing something that maybe part of it wasn't even mine, but I was still fully wholeheartedly embracing it, while the other person was kind of like dumping all of it on me, and it's like getting away from it. And that's how this poem was born. And I love it because I love how I use this elephant in the room metaphor, but it's also the facts that I was mentioning previously. Actually, I was doing some Google research when I was writing this poem, and I used this language of elephant. So for example, it was feeding on our actions, so like elephant is feeding, so this one, then elephant's parents, but also the elephant is born in 22 months, which is something that I used in the poem. And then I wanted to also use elephant's mind, so they basically remember their whole life. And that's why I used that I remember all the routes we walked, because even elephants, they remember so much, they remember all the routes they are walking. And I really wanted to include this into the poem. I wanted to build it around this sanctuary that maybe is not a sanctuary, but it's a place where elephants can live, because sometimes my mind is like an elephant. I don't believe I'm saying these words, but sometimes my mind is like an elephant, that it will remember a lot, it will remember everything, even the things that would be probably the best to be forgotten, or maybe not even forgotten, but not remembered that often. But as as a person with elephant mind, apparently I am destined to remember it all and to write it into a poetry book. And I'm not sure if this makes sense. If there's still somebody watching, probably not. Gosh, I'm sorry. No, but I'm not sorry. This is who I am. Like, I am sometimes, I can be very serious, I can be very silly, I feel a lot. And I'm not going to hide my emotions, or I'm not going to be stoic because I'm filming on YouTube. Like, I know that YouTube videos are supposed to be like so serious and so like high production. Well, I don't have a high production. Like, it's only me, my phone, and me. Like, I don't have any special lights, I don't have any special editor. It's only me. So I'm not going to pretend that I'm something I'm not. And I like, yes, I can be very serious, but I'm many times, like often I am not. Oftentimes I am not. I'm cheerful, I'm happy, and I want to give energy to my people. So this is me giving energy to my people, and if it means that this video won't have any views, I am fine with it, because I will rather not have any views than to have 100,000 views and be a version of myself that I am not. And I am not sure exactly why I went here from this elephant. But anyway, if you're curious about this book, it's available on Amazon. Some of my paintings are available currently on Etsy. Everything is linked in my bio. And there's already a couple of poems published on my YouTube channel, so if you're curious about them, feel free to check them out and let me know what you think. Leave your comments, your thoughts behind. Please no hate. My heart is too fragile to handle hate. I'm still learning how to handle it. So if you don't like this, you're probably already not here, but if you truly disliked it, just put down the like constructive critique, but not hate. Because if you will be hating, I will block you. Deal? And that's it. I love you, and remember, you can be loved. You deserve to be loved, because you are already loved. I love you. I love you. I don't care who you are, where you are. I love you. And it will all work out. It doesn't matter if you are healing, if you are going through this heartbreak phase, if you went through it, if you are here just because of poetry. I'm a firm believer that it will work out. It will. And if something is not working out at the moment, that means that there is something better. I believe in that. Like, I believe in that with my whole being. So I'm sending you all this positive energy, all the love, and all the hugs I can give you. And that's it. I'm ending it. Have a nice day. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.